But thank you, dude. I'm glad you like it. All right, so we got Zerg. Gamora. Do a proxy hatch. No. Sorry, Mealdo. This is not trolling low-level players. This is legit teaching players how to learn how to play StarCraft. No proxy hatches, please. Are you going to upload the races separate on YouTube? Yes, I am. I'm going to have a series that literally is Zerg Bronze GM all through the leagues. Terran Bronze GM all through the leagues. Protoss Bronze GM all through the leagues. Individual videos per division of league. So it's going to be... It's 22 videos in total per Bronze GM series. Because you have all the way Bronze 3, Bronze 2, Bronze 1, Server 3, 2, 1, etc., 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 all the way to GM. It's 22 videos. And I'm gonna have 66 videos on YouTube that I have to edit. And a thumbnail and shit. Well, I don't really, to be honest, I don't really edit them that much. It's more like cut, paste to YouTube. Because I'm just cutting it directly out of the stream. So it's not that hard. It just is, it's a little time consuming. Because I have to do it so many times. But yeah, no matter what race you are, it will be Bronze GM for any race that you play, any race that anyone plays. So you can always get an idea with this new patch what to do if you want to have easy to do builds and stuff like that. I bet you're gonna get cannon rushed. That's fine. That's what the second Overlord is for. We'll go back into talking about the game now because I haven't talked about it for a little bit. So our build's still the same, guys. We went hatchery first, 17 hatch, 17 pool, and we take our gas when our pool's halfway done. And the first Overlord always scouts the natural, and the second Overlord always stays over the natural itself. So we go to the enemy natural with our first Overlord, and we stay in our own natural with our second. The reason is because this Overlord will reveal if something like what someone in chat just said, if you get cannon rushed, or something like that. You can easily know it's happening early, and react to it in a different way. All right, we see a Forge. He actually went Forge. Whoever said he was going to cannon rush me, you're on the ball a little bit. He didn't actually cannon rush me, but he went Forge first. But already, I'm going to... now, we're in Silver League. I'm going to scout a little bit more. I'm not just going to run away. I'm going to actually scout into his base a little more. This is making me think, though, that he might actually go Stargate now. Don't look at your Overlord too much. We'll do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to shift like back to here. And I'm going to forget about it for a little bit. I don't want you guys to fixate on the Overlord too much. And what I really want you to do is be 5 SD. 5 SD. Hatchery hotkey, SD, 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 SD. Over and over. Don't let your macro slip. Don't let it slip. Make those drones, boys. Make those drones. Too poor to make it rain, so make it hail. Yo, Mr. Curious Question, thank you very much for the bits. Thank you, dude.
Our forces are under attack.
We'll go Roach one. We'll start a Creep Tumor. What's over here? It's a Stalker, and he's chrono-boosting the core. Cool. That means we might get attacked early. Whenever a Protoss chrono-boosts a core like that, it means they want to get really fast warp gate, and usually why they want to get fast warp gate is because they want to attack you. It's usually how that goes. But it doesn't matter. Our build's not going to change yet. Nothing's happened that makes me go, let's change our build. We need to change something up. It's still going to do the same thing. I'm going to still do the same thing. 48 drones, and we're done. Now, as soon as my Roach Warren's done, we're going to make Roach Speed and then Roaches. Creep Tumor. Creep Tumor. And then eject as soon as I can. And now that we're starting to make Roaches, I guess there's one thing I changed. He went triple tech building like this. So instead of building a wall in like I normally do, I just left it open like this. I did one Evo. And I'm going to make the second Evo a little bit later, which is honestly right now. So my second Evo is like 20 seconds late. Or 30 seconds late. Actually more like 60 seconds late, if I'm going to be honest. More like a minute late. And it's totally fine because I knew seeing this There's no way we're going to get attacked really fast by like a shitload of zealots. The reason why you want to wall off is in case this guy would have done something like proxy 4-gate. And the wall off would be looking like this on this map, by the way. It would look like this. Right there. Because there'd be one little gap there to have my queen sit in. And that's it. Alright. So now we have 14 roaches, which is fine. That's good enough. We're going to go ahead and move out with 14 roaches as soon as they all spawn. Because that'll be close to when I have roach speed and +1. So like right now, let's attack here, shift, attack here, shift, attack here. Now we're making drones for our third base. We're going to eject, we're going to inject, we're going to grab this queen over here and we're going to eject that as well as soon as it's done. And we're going to creep tumor as soon as we can. Creep tumor, creep tumor, creep tumor, creep tumor. There's zebra. Now we're going to go +1, level 1 and level 2 weapon. Level 2 weapons, level 1 carapace. Let's take a look at this really fast. Alright, cool. It looks like we could probably do some damage there. I'm not going to micro it still. You don't micro in this league. Gas. Drone count is at 63 right now. Almost there. Almost there, guys. Let's go and start a fourth base because our third's going to be fully saturated and we want to have a base now we can send drones to when it oversaturates. Inject, inject, hydro upgrade, and injecting it in a second. 5 more drones. Okay, now we'll be fully saturated on 3 bases with 66 drones. Let's start one more drone for a infestation pit for 67, and which will now be back to 66. And we're going to roach up to 120 supply. $120. The reason why also I spread tumors in the main, if you guys are wondering, is so that I don't get surprised by drops and shit. Or anything like that, especially if he went Stargate and killed my overlords. He can't kill my creep tumors. Inject, inject, inject. I'll make a creep tumor over here with one of my creep. Creep, creep, creep. And then we'll make a creep tumor there in a second. 4 more roaches and we're good. Now we can make drones up to 75 on the 4th base. Creep tumor that crap. Inject, inject. Drone, who's a couple more. Okay, we're good. Creep. Now we can start making, we can go Hive and Spire at the same time. We can get level 2 Carapace, we can get Hydra Speed. So we have all these upgrades going. And now we can go Mass Hydras. And we're chilling out. We're chilling, guys, we're chilling. Let's make an Overseer as well with our army, just to like have it with it. Just in case this guy goes DTs or something. Alright, so we got creep, 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 creep. And now this is something I want you to start doing in Server League. Just because. Just because. As soon as you get to like 150 supply or so, like right around here, I want you to go like this. Spore, spine. Spore, spine. Spore, spine. Spore, spine. At 150 supply. Make sure they all went through, because sometimes the drones block it. They all did. Now let's drone back up to 75. There we go. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
And now we can take another base. Yo, Kevin, what's up, bro? Thank you for the sub of 34 months. My dude. It's a long sub, Kevin. Thank you, man. Thank you, baby. Creep, 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 creep. Eject, eject, eject. Let's go ahead and start a Greater Spire. Let's start level 3 weapons and more Hydras. It's a little bit more preparation for the end game here than we normally do, as you guys just saw. Now, let's go ahead and when we are at like 180 supply, which is like in 2 seconds, we'll actually take 1 second to look at our bases and be like, this is good, these are good, these are fine. We're still at 70, one more drone actually. 75. None of it's oversaturated. So now let's go like this. Shift, A click, shift, A click. There you go. And we'll have the Overseer once again just follow like a Hydra. just so it doesn't get lost and die to a cannon or something. Inject, 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 inject.
are under attack.
Cool beans. Or maybe not. Creep, 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 creep. That's what I was doing. Now we can make Hydras again. And if this one does not win the game, we will make Broodlords as well. We can take a look and see what's happening really fast. Looks like we're doing alright. Let's go ahead and make more Hydras for now. It looks like we're doing okay. Let's just keep making Hydras. Like, my army's still there, and I'm breaking him right now. So we'll just go ahead and reinforce with more Hydra instead of going into Broodlords just yet. Well, I tell you what. Let's do this, though. Let's go to the Spire, and let's try to Carapace upgrade. The reason why is just in case I somehow need to go into that shit later on. Just in case. We'll also start Carapace level 3 for ground. Then we can make a lot of roaches. This army's still going. It's still trucking along. Cool. Sorry, the drone count's still looking good. We're maxed. Let's grab the new army we have and go like this. Hold shift, click. 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 Done. Creep spread. Creep spread. Creep spread. Creep spread. Creep spread. Inject. 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 So how's it looking? Are we looking like we're going to win the game here? I think we are. GG. GG. Alright. Yeah. So if we look back really quickly at his supply before the fight really happened again. The first fight, the big one. Right here. As we attack him, we haven't hit him yet. Okay, as we get to his base, he's at 119 versus 179. We should have more units being made in just a second here. I think I was probably injecting or creep spreading or something. But we have a big, hefty supply lead over him. We have about 60 supply over what he does. And now as his supply goes down, our supply goes back up. Because we're macroing. And we're pushing into cannon, battery, and army. But it's just too much at this point because we have a lot of stuff. And what are his upgrades? I'm curious. His upgrades were... My upgrades in this fight were 2-2. His upgrades were 2-0-0. Pretty standard for Protoss.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Rahimath! Really enjoying your stream vibe. These Brown GM series are always super informative, and with your great personality, it's a great watch. Must. You didn't even say must. Where am I getting must from? Much love, homeboy. Thank you, Rahimath. I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate the 10 months. What a beautiful comment right there, man. Love you, dude. Love you, man. Send nudes. Okay. Alright. So Overlord first goes to the natural and we make drone. Would you rather go Corruptors or Hydras against mass BCs? I would much rather go Corruptors. By far. Corruptors would annihilate BCs compared to Hydras. Are you doing this guide just for Zerg this time around? No, I'm doing all 3 races. I'm bouncing between all of them. I literally get promoted in a league and then I bounce races over and over. Right now I have Protoss and Terran both to Silver 2 and Zerg is in Silver 3. And I'm making a new Bronze Gym series for not only new maps but also a new patch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Nerd Rage! Thank you for the 6 months. Damn, even the facial hair. I'm happy to be a part of this channel. We did it, dude. We dyed the hair on my head and the beard. We went full on Smurf. Alright, so 17 hatch, 17 pool, make drones. 50% done, make gas. Keep the overlord going. Now again, it's Zerg. So we're at 20 supply. Stop droning for a second here. We'll make the gas. We're going to save larva, and we're going to see if lings are coming towards my base right now. That's important. So we're not going to make an overlord yet. Or another drone yet. We're just going to chill for a second. So now I second larva just spawned, so I have about 8 seconds. So at 2 minutes, I'm going to make an overlord if I have not seen a Zergling. And no lings. So
Rainbow ViBE.
And now I can make drones. Because I'm assuming there's no all-in happening. Or if there was, it would be really, really just like held back and defensive. It's not running across the map immediately at my base. Or if it was, be running around the side, which would take longer. The point of the moral of the story is I can get away with drones now. Because he's not just running at my base. And there you go, he's expanded, so we're good. Rainbow ViBE, yo, Nerd Rage, thank you very much for the bits as well, my dude. Oh, baby. Rerolling my hatchery to my natural. I didn't do that on accident. But it's okay, we'll fix it now. Now we're gonna go ahead and make a layer out of my natural. And we're gonna make a creep tumor out of my main layer out of my natural and make a creep tumor. Because we want to wall this. Not this. This isn't even a wall. I can't do it physically. It's too much shit in the way. And the creep doesn't even touch that wall there. So we need a creep tumor is mandatory on this map first. There you go. He's got speedlings on his way to my base. Have some drones help my queen because it'll die otherwise. Okay. And now he's attacking me with more stuff. So it looks like he wants to be really aggressive. So let's go ahead and pull my third queen down. And let's bring another drone up here. Oh god, that creep tumor is in like such a bad spot. We're gonna have to make 2 new queens. Transfuse! Okay, so since his army just bled out and died, I made drones instead. This is getting kind of crunch time. This map is harder than normal to it's harder than normal to defend. It's harder than normal. You microed it. Transfuse, everyone can transfuse. Come on. Let's be real. There's nothing really going on there. Anyone can handle a transfuse. Now we're gonna go for a the goal. The main goal though was getting the wall done. That's the main goal. So now we're gonna make a roach army, and we're actually down by 2 drones because I had an extra queen, so I misread that. So we need to make 2 extra drones because we're only at 14, and we'll take a 3rd base. I'm gonna say this from now on this map, no matter what, you make a spine. I'm just gonna say that right now. You make a fucking spine because this map is too ridiculous. With how long you have to wait to make your wall. So always spine this map if you're gonna do this build for lower level play. Oh, Andre, baby. New to the stream, do the carpet match the drapes? 100%, dude. 100%, bruh. I didn't get cheap on you now. I didn't get cheap on you. Alright, we got 14 drones. When they all finish spawning, we're going to send them out. Roach speed just finished. The roaches are all done. Now we're going to go ahead and attack him by going here, shift click, here. Or we'll do this. A, shift click, there, like that. Because it's Zerg, he doesn't have a wall. It's fine. My units won't be stupid. Now we're going to go for range weapons and Carapace again. Hydroden, and we'll re-rally my drones to the 3rd. Make drones until I'm at 66 again. 66 drones, guys. 66 drones.
forces are under attack.
Eject, creep, creep, creep. Creep. We have extra queen now as well, so we can creep some more. Eject, eject, Hydra upgrade.
Our forces are under attack.
Drone count's almost there. We can also go ahead and start a fourth base because we're starting to fill up our bases really fast with drones. We're almost there. Like a little bit more drones, and we'll be solid. So you can see my army just died on the minimap, right?
Mineral
This is the situation you'll find yourself in when you're like, oh shit. This is getting scary now. But we're at 66 drones, and now we start making roaches. Let's make an overseer too. We're still pretty solid, guys. I can transfer a couple of my drones to my base over here. Oh, he's got mutas. Okay, so now let's make spore. 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 So he's a muta player. We can even make a spore over here.
Our drones are under attack.
Oh, yeah.
Our forces are under attack.
That's a lot of mutas. Okay, so now we're gonna make spore, extra spore, extra spore. I might actually be dead right now. Maybe. This is actually really scary because it's a lot of mutas.
Cluster is under attack.
He's got +1 already. Stop making units out of the third base. Let's use the spore! Run away! We might be dead right now. It's looking pretty dicey. It's a close one. It's kind of a close one. Let's get a Hydra speed.
Our forces are under attack.
Alright, let's go ahead and start another third base. Spread my creep, spread my creep, spread my creep, spread my creep. And the biggest thing I want to I guess stress the most here with these builds is, and a lot of people may or may not understand this right away, but if you really want to learn, you'll appreciate this. These builds I'm teaching you, they're not designed to win 100% of the time, but they are designed to win most of the time. So you will advance over time. Like right now, if I'm going to go back into Hydras, just Hydras, it's not necessarily the best thing to do right now, but that's not also something I would tell someone in fucking Server League to do. I would say just keep going Hydras, because it's easy to understand. It's not complicated. And you might still win doing it. Go ahead and cancel this base. This guy just lost a lot of units to deny a third base. Now let's go ahead and A-move his base, because he just threw a fight away. This game's now getting a little weird. And while we A-move, let's go ahead and start another queen. Let's go ahead and start Carapace level 2, and let's also start making drones. We can look at our army really fast. He's going Banelings. So this is when I wish I could micro, but I'm not going to. Like, look at this. This is... Please kill the Banelings, Hydras. Okay, he moved them in a bad way, so cool, good shit. You still should not micro.
Forces are under attack.
We're making drones again. Because we have control, like the phase of the game is once again re-controlled. It's re-controlled, boys. We've gained control of the game again. So we're injecting, we're spreading creep, and we're saturating our bases. Looks like he's regained control now of his side, because Banelings are good. So we're almost done saturating. We're very close. This needs to be done. You have to saturate, or you're gonna die. Anyways. Right, now we can make Hydras and Lings again. Or sorry, Hydras and Roaches again. We'll delay our gas on our third just for a second, because if you think about it, I've got a lot of gas right now. I can't really spend it, so we're gonna go ahead and not prioritize the gas just yet. We're gonna just chill. You gotta like sometimes just kind of like make the best out of a situation that you can, and making gas right now would be pointless. Extra gas on top of what I already have. Grab a couple of drones off my bases, rotate them. I can saturate this gas now because it's now oversaturated. And we're just making Roach Hydra. The ideal composition you want to have here is like kind of like 50-50 or like 2/3 roaches, 1/3 hydras. You want to have enough roaches to just absorb and overwhelm the banelings, and like make it hard for him to hit the hydras. That's what you want to do. So we're gonna push probably when I'm at like 140 supply, roughly. That sounds like a good time to do it. Or if he attacks me before that, then things will change again. Let's also make an Overseer, because this game could get weird now. You might go Lurkers or something. Also, let's... Whenever your army's kind of chilling, you can attack something that's attacking you, but always, always, always defend your exposed economy before anything else. Like, if you're not getting attacked, you shouldn't be standing way the fuck over here. You should be standing here and here, so you can't just run Banes into your base and be like... Oh, dang it! We just lost a bunch of drones. That's bad. That's bad. Don't do that. Defend your base properly. Alright. Now, we're going to saturate our gas. We're also going to now get ready to go into a hive. And once again, while we move out, we're going to make a little bit more drones, because we're trying to squeeze out more drones while we have map control. So there you go. Boom. I just made 14 drones, guys. 15 drones. We're back to 66. That's decent. And now behind this, we're going to once again start remaking Hydra and roaches. And we're on full A move. We're not microing anything. We're just making units in the meantime. And, you know, keeping up the injects, keeping it all going, keeping the macro flowing.
Our forces are under attack.
Keeping it flowing, guys. Keeping it flowing. We can start a second Evo now, because now we're going into a hive. We can go into 3/3 upgrades. And we can also start another base, because we're also fully saturated on this base, and we're gonna start mining more bases out. Hey, we're still crushing his base. The power of macro is overwhelming the guy who's microing his ass off with more micro-intensive units like Ling, Bane, Muta, Ravager.
Mineral field depleted.
This is a good example of the power of macro. So he eventually killed my army. Sure, it's fine. We're gonna keep injecting, keep injecting, keep injecting. Here he comes. He's gonna probably kill my gold base. Oh no, he's attacking me straight up. Let's go attack him. Alright, we'll chill. We're gonna wait. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and start 3/3 upgrades really fast before we do anything else. 3/3, boom, boom. Very good. And now, extra drones will start saturating my 4th base a little bit. We still have 66 drones. I would like to be at 75, but this guy's kind of altered the game the way it should be, because I'm in this weird spot now. But 66 drones is still good for ZVZ. It's still good. I canceled that infestor. Alright. His upgrades are 2-1. We're honestly, this time around, we're just gonna max out. We're going to max out and then attack. We're not gonna do anything before that. Okay. So let my units actually spawn that I just made. A little more. because I just made about like 30 supply of units, or 20 supply of units. We can creep spread. We can inject a little bit. Alright, there we go. Now it's spawning. Okay, now we're going to go like this. Shift, A click here, shift here, shift here. Now Overseer, follow a Hydra. So it doesn't just run the course without me being around there. Now we're going to make another base. We're going to keep our macro going now. Now that we have good control of the game, I'm going to say let's add in like 4 more drones. Just a little bit. Now we're up to 70. Now we're going to make mass Hydra Roach again. All over again.
Our forces are under attack.
So he's fighting me on a ramp. This is the worst possible place I could fight against Mass Ravager. But power of macro, guys. Again. We're maintaining high supply. And we've broken him now at this point. I could spend a lot of time if I'm someone in Silver League being like, no, I'm gonna just make myself engage in a better position. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna focus way more on the engagement. Well, the only problem with that is if you focus too much on the engagement, you actually don't make units. That's always what I'm stressing in this situation. Because look, we just lost a big army, but I'm fucking maxed. I'm still maxed. And now look what I can do. I can be like, let's attack him again. Let's go like this. A click. A click. A click. A click. And now look at this army. What the heck? Like, this would not exist if I focused way too much on microing my last army. I'd be like, this wouldn't exist. I would still have this. Maybe it would have been a little bit of a stronger push, but this wouldn't fucking be here. Because I would have neglected the macro because I'm in a lower league and I literally struggle to multitask. But if I just focus on things like this, where I'm like, let's make another hatchery. Let's make more units. Let's keep the macro flowing. I'll always have more. I'll always have more. I lose an army here, I have another army again in 5 minutes, or in like 35 seconds. It just doesn't ever end, basically.
Mineral field depleted.
Here, let's look at this one a little bit more in depth, just a little bit. We're gonna still do it kind of fast. I just want to see the supply. I still think when he had mutas, I was ahead in supply, because he like 2-base muted me. So you can see when I'm pushing him, my roaches are on auto attack. They're actually hitting the hatchery and the gas. This is best case scenario for a 2-base muta player, because instead of going over here and killing all of his drones, this guy made 0 Zerglings and 0 spine crawlers. If you actually microed it a little bit, you could run in here and kill a ton of drones. That's very realistic. But we didn't. We just A-moved it, which is fine. It's honestly what you should do if you're in low league. You should not fixate on microing everything. And there you go. We didn't even kill the hatchery, we just weakened it. And now he counters me with a big mutaflock of this. And now he's starting to make lings. Before the fight happened, I actually had a full base up over him in terms of saturation. But these mutas are getting into my base too quickly. I'm not able to really stop it. And now, after the mutas have done their damage, I'm now severely negative here. We've actually lost 3 times, or four times the amount of resources that he has. But look, we just don't stop macroing. We don't stop macroing. We stabilize next to we start stabilizing next to spores. Hydras keep being made. Sure, we're losing units here and there, but look at the resources lost. The resources lost now at this point is no longer 4-1. It's now 2-1. He's no longer crushing us as hard as he was. He's still ahead. I'm not gonna lie. He's still ahead, but he's not crushing us anymore. And now look at the supply. It's really starting to kind of even up a bit more. It's getting a lot closer than it was a second ago. Even though we just took major damage, we're actually looking a lot better. And now he goes for a big timing on this hatchery. He makes me cancel it, and he loses a lot to do that. And now we actually took the lead for a second, but he built some units. We're pretty much tied now. We're very close together. And in income tab, he actually did a really good job of saturating his third base during that. So he's the one now who's like way above my economy. But look what happened. While he's saturated, we actually launched a counterattack. Because the reason why we launched a counterattack is because this guy invested into tech so fast and so hard, and then he overcommitted it. He got to a point where we now had the ability to fight him and win mid-map, so that we retook control of everything. Like we have map control. We have control of the game, of the middle of the map. Like if we fight here anywhere in the middle, we're gonna win, because his army is smaller than mine now at this point because he threw away some units inefficiently to kill the building hatchery, which I canceled and rebuilt. He lost like 5 mutas and like 15 zerglings. It's pretty big. So it gave us confidence to go, let's push, let's counter push with our current army, and that's what we do. And this resets the game really hard for him because he's got 3 bases with no defense. And our army keeps pushing forward on a move. And now we even killed a natural, it seems like. No, our army actually does not kill the natural. So we could have, again, if we were microing, we could have focus fired that and done a lot more damage to him. This natural has been like saved twice at this point, but which would be great. You know, you're like, oh, that could win the game. But it's not. These are little things they're important, but they're not the big picture. The big picture is, now look at our drone count. We're actually once again ahead of the Zerg, and now that we've retaken control of the game, we've also retaken control of base count. We're back to kind of where we started, because now we're in the lead, and not only in supply, but we're also in the lead in terms of income. So it's going to be really hard for him to now once again retake control of everything. And from here, if we just make Roach Hydra, we'll be in a great spot. Da, 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 da. And then, you know, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. We're making Roach Hydra. We hit a stage, though, if you guys remember. As soon as we pushed out, we know we just did some damage to him. We know that happened because we killed it. If you do something as simple as, I killed one of his bases, that guaranteed means you did some damage, even if you're not watching it. If I'm over here with my vision and I'm like, oh cool, one of his bases died, I automatically know that I did some damage to his army and some damage to his base, because no one's gonna sit there and be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let you kill like 2 of my hatcheries, and then I'm gonna overpower your army really easy peasy, because I just feel like letting it seem like you did damage, but you really didn't. Like, that's not how the game fucking works. You're gonna try and defend your base, and if the base actually dies, what that means is you overpowered your opponent to the point to where they had to retreat with what was left, or everything died, and now, you know, and then what's gonna fight you now is gonna be reinforcements that are being built, something like that. So what it means, simple, long story short, we did damage to him. So it put me in a position where I felt like I was in control again. And now that I do another timing, when I'm around 150 supply, I'm like, let's do another timing. Because now I'm 2-2. Not only am I 150 supply of Roach Hydra, which is a healthy amount, but I'm 2-2. And behind this we go, let's make drones. We have map control, we're pushing, we're going to make drones now. Because this army is going to keep him busy for a little while, which is going to in turn allow me to get away with bonus economy, which we just got. And I can then once again rebuild more Roach Hydra off of that, up to the point of optimal saturation, which is about, in ZVZ 66 is actually really good, but I would say 70, 75, 74, 75, 76 is like perfect. If you can get there, you can literally spam this over and over all day, and you can remax, 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 non-stop. It's the same thing with Terran, and it's the same thing with Protoss. See, in this fight, we break him again, and then he overpowers my remainder again, just like last time. He actually allows us to kill the hatchery though this time, which is great. So the hatchery finally dies. But now if we look at the income, his income is nowhere near mine, so he's never going to be able to keep up with this, even though we're A-moving. And I'll times 8 it now and show you the horrible fight on the ramp for us. That was doesn't matter because we can just make more all the time. So this guy might have figured by this point, maybe he realized it. Oh, this guy's just A-moving me every time. He doesn't even micro ever. Sure, that's true. I wasn't. I literally microed 0 this game. So he does this. He sets me up in a choke point where he gets me in the ramp, and he starts corrosive biling the fuck out of me. And look how big my army is compared to how big his army is. My army's way bigger. I'm maxed out. He's at 127 supply. I could literally walk up the ramp and attack him. I could. But that's, again, not the most important part, because what I want you to do, this is what I want, your mind tells you, this is incorrect. This is incorrect. And I agree, it is incorrect if you're at a higher league. If you're someone who's at a higher league and you can handle microing this army properly while not delaying your macro, then yes, this is incorrect. But if you're someone who's in server league, this is, what I did is correct, because watch the supply, okay? Watch my supply and watch his supply. We'll write it down. That's what it starts at right now. Let's go ahead and watch this fight. What happens throughout the fight? So at the end of the day, after the fight's over, it's now 175 when he's pulling back versus 92. So in total, we lost 23 supply. And in total for him, he lost 35 supply. He's like, at the end of the day, he still lost more supply because we remaxed more than he did. We took a way bad fight there. That's true. But we did not neglect our macro. We just kept pounding the fucking macro key. Macro, 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 macro. So he took a overall, when the fight's all said and done, he still has a better or a worse position that he was in before, after taking a great fight. Because we did not make this army the game all about this one attack and then we're done. Because there's no guarantee that he's going to be at 127 supply. He might be at 167 supply. For all we know, like, because we're not dictating how well he's playing StarCraft. Like, he might have another base over here that he might have squeezed in throughout the whole process, and he's like really playing well. This happens throughout the game, throughout StarCraft in general. The better players get, they can start squeezing more economy in while they're doing a lot of stuff. So squeezing in, we're just focusing on the macro again right now, which is the priority here, and it allowed us to have a position where, even though we lost way more than he did in the fight, we macroed through it to the point where we're still ahead, even more than we were before, when the fight's all said and done. We lost units at like 3 times the rate that he was losing units, but we produced units at like 4 times the rate that he was producing. So we're still ahead. And now that the ramp is broken and he can't hold it anymore, now look at, from 175 versus 92, now look at it. Run times 2 this, speed it up a little bit. Now we're in a position. So he's running the rush away, it's fine. Now we're in a position where I'm at 197. Again. 197 versus versus 68. So his supply in all these numbers goes it plummets. It plummets again and again and again. And our supply is like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, like at the max supply. Because we're macroing constantly. And the reason why this all works out really well like this is because we know how and when to make drones. So we can maintain some losses. Because if we look at the losses, I guarantee we're actually negative. No, actually we're barely positive right now. It's very close. But I bet when on the fight with the ramp we were negative. If we go to this point, guaranteed we're negative throughout this fight. So it's pretty much like staying kind of even. But you can see this is obviously an awful fight. But yeah, with all the things we just explained, hopefully you guys understand a bit more about why macro is so important. And the upgrades are, I'm 2-2, he is 2-1. He has level 1 weapons, level 2 armor. So it's similar upgrades. It's even similar upgrades. But the upgrades, just so you guys know, upgrades don't affect corrosive bile. This guy also, just so you know, could have taken a better fight with his Ravagers, because if you notice, he kept rapid firing like 5 biles or 6 biles in one spot. You know, all he had to do was go like 2 biles, 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 and he would have killed like 3 times as much units as he did. He actually could have killed every unit I had here before his units died, if he would have micro bio like that. There's a lot of things you could talk about, but those aren't as important. Macro is more important than everything else. Yo, Soupy. Oh, my chair. Soupy, thank you very much for stopping by. I actually thought you subbed for a second.
IF asterisk
What's up, man?
asterisk.